it's Simrah, and welcome to Desi Diners. This is the first video of the channel. We're gonna have a lot more food to come, but today we are gonna be making tomato curry and boiled egg. This one's one of my favorites, so let's let the cooking commence. Yay! Okay, these are our ingredients for our tomato curry and egg. So we have tomatoes, eggs, one big onion. This can be red or white, it really doesn't matter. Ginger garlic paste, we typically make this at home. It's just a mash of ginger and garlic. Oil, I'm pretty sure you can use any oil, but we typically use canola oil or olive oil. Then we have chili powder, salt, turmeric, cinnamon, some cloves, coriander powder, garam masala, cumin seeds, urud dal, mustard seeds, green chilies, parsley or coriander, and then some curry leaves. So exact measurements will be in the description, so look out for that. Okay, so since I'm cooking 8 eggs, I'm gonna put just enough water so that it sits over the eggs. So I am doing 8 of them, so I'm gonna do about 3/4 of this pot, but that can depend on what pot you're using and how many eggs you end up having. Now we're gonna move to the stove and we're gonna put this on a medium flame. And then I'm gonna put the eggs in now. You don't have to wait for it to boil. So see how my water is just above the eggs? That's how you want it to be so that they're gonna be fully boiled. Okay, so now we're gonna chop our vegetables. So I'm gonna chop our onion first. You want these in small pieces. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this. And, oh, that was a bad cut. Ignore that, guys. But basically you're gonna do the same with your tomatoes and chilies and your coriander. Okay, I've already cut this tomato in half, but we're just gonna cut these straight. So I'm not the very best at cutting tomatoes, so I'm gonna have my dad actually help me out with the rest of these, but cut them straight like that. And it's a lot easier for tomatoes. Yeah. So straight like that, and here we already cut our onion, so little cubes, shapes, small pieces is what we need. Okay, so I'm chopping the green chilies right now. These can basically be in the same size as your onions, probably a little bit smaller. Yeah. Do be wary to how much green chili you use. If you cannot handle spice as well, use less chilies. I do beg of you. And the coriander, I'm just gonna bunch this up together like this and then cut. It makes it a lot easier to keep everything together. So I don't really have any instruction on how to cut this. I think just make your pieces small. Yeah, guys, I'm not the best at cutting, but here we go. You could probably take this again and chop it. I'll probably do that a little bit on this side because some of my stems are still in there. Okay, so one thing you can check for while you're boiling your eggs is check the eggs and see if there's any cracks on them. That's usually when we take them out, but we don't really see any, so we're gonna put it for some more time. It's been probably about 7 minutes. We're gonna put it for like 2 more minutes. Okay, so our eggs are done now, so I'm gonna turn the heat off and then take this to the sink. We're gonna drain it out. You don't really need a strainer for this. You can just drain out some. Okay, so once this is drained out, we're gonna put cold water in here. So this is to stop it from cooking. Okay, now we're gonna peel our eggs. So just peel them however you usually peel them. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut 4 slits in this egg vertically. Go a little bit deep, not super deep, but kind of like that. So you're gonna do them for all 8 eggs and come back once you've done that. Okay, so now we're gonna fry our eggs. I've turned the heat to medium and use a saute pan. So we're gonna add our oil. We're gonna wait for this oil to heat up before we add our turmeric and our eggs. Okay, now we're gonna add our turmeric in. So we're gonna add it in. And shake it. And so once that's all sort of mixed, we're gonna wait 1 minute. Okay, now we're gonna put all of our eggs in. Be very careful because this is hot oil. Alright, and now we're gonna shake it again and turn your heat down. So make sure you're rotating it well. Okay, it's been like a couple seconds, so these eggs are pretty much done right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the flame on low and we're gonna scoop our eggs out. Leave your oil in the pan because we're gonna be using that later. Okay, now we're gonna start our saute process with all the spices. So first thing, we're gonna add our cloves and cinnamon. So put that inside, and for about 15 seconds for each of these, we're gonna switch them around and keep the flame between low and medium. Okay, next we're gonna add our mustard seed. Okay, now we're gonna add urad dal. At the same time, we're also gonna add the same amount of cumin seed. So stir that for a little bit, and then add your curry leaves. Careful with those, okay. And then we're gonna stir this for about 30 seconds. All right, so now that I've stirred them for a bit, we're gonna add our green chilies. Careful with these ones as well. Scoop them out. Careful. Turn my heat down a little bit. So just keep mixing this. All right, next we're gonna add our ginger garlic paste. And scoop it out as you need. So make sure you mix this with a spoon, not just shake the pot, because it'll clump otherwise, and we don't want that. So make sure you're stirring. At this point, you can feel that it's really aromatic right now, and that's what we want. All right, next we're gonna add our onion. On this little plate right here, I'm gonna quickly put that in. So now just keep stirring.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Do this continuously, because you don't want anything to stick to the pan. So just keep stirring for about a minute. Okay, so now that we have our onion mixture mixed, we're gonna add our salt and chili powder. The salt is gonna help it cook a little bit faster, but what we're gonna wanna do is once all this is mixed in, we wanna let the onion cook until it's soft. And so until then, just leave it be, put a lid on it, and keep checking on it. So yeah. Okay, so our onions are pretty much cooked now. It's been about 5 minutes. Now we're gonna mix in our tomatoes so that they can fully cook. We're gonna leave it in about 10 minutes or until your tomatoes are fully cooked. So mix them very well. My skills. Okay, this is mixed well now, so I'm gonna put on the lid, leave it for 10 minutes or until it's all fully cooked. So once these are cooked, next step. So it's not been the full 10 minutes yet, but we're gonna mix this and then put the lid back on. So ignore my lovely stance, but let's mix this and then put the lid back on. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes now. Your consistency should look somewhat like this, kind of mushy. So what we're gonna do right now is, first I'm mixing it obviously, but we're gonna add garam masala and cumin powder. So here, and there we go. And now we're gonna mix. So all of our spices are mixed in now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our eggs in. So I know there's only 7 right now. I ate 1. Okay, so our eggs are in, and then we're gonna garnish. I'm gonna turn it into a little bit of a low flame. So garnish. Again, this is just a garnish. It's not necessary for the recipe. If you don't like coriander, don't add it. So here is our tomato curry and boiled egg. This is one of my favorites. Very good comfort food, especially in the winter. So try this out. Directions, measurements, everything is in the description below. So hope you had fun. Yay! Alright, so this is how we're eating it. You can eat this with chapatis, but today for dinner, I'm eating with rice. So have a good day. Love you. Bye.